because he continues to lie to the world about what I said and who I was pointing the finger at.
If I never even cashed a check still, have $100 million that I never even cashed before. I have a tax attorney that takes care of everything when everything is okay.
Floyd Mayweather, a once white man worth hundreds of millions of dollars who lived like a king, flaunting private jets and million-dollar jewels, is now hiding from fans and the spotlight, but following a federal raid on his Las Vegas residence, his entire enterprise is under serious scrutiny.
Now I'm here to talk to the people about one of my jewelers. And it's not one of my new jewelers, one of my low-key jewelers, Tony, at Pasha in Manhattan Beach, California. You guys need to come check it out.
A quiet storm was building behind the wealth and security. The whispers of insolvency are no longer mere rumors. They are becoming a fact at his pinnacle. Mayweather was not only a boxer, but also a businessman. There were multiple homes spread out across the country, sheds full of rare cars, closets full of million-dollar jewelry, and not one but two private jets. This wasn't wealth, it was power.
Into my lifestyle, showing the people how I live. Now, I know you guys see me on a regular talking about real estate. Well, lately, I purchased 62 apartment buildings in New York City. And what I need you guys to do, slide over and check out the photos. It's not all 62 buildings, it's a few buildings, but guess what? All the buildings belong to me. I don't have no partners. And all the retail down low on my buildings all belong to me.
But having a lot of money meant spending it all, which had terrible results. There was no way for the mansions or jets to pay for themselves, so even after the war finished and income dropped, the debts kept growing. He lived as if the checks would never stop coming, but they did. The picture stayed alive, but the truth behind it got darker. Public appearances became odd, interviews were more unpredictable, and people started to suspect something was wrong.
Floyd Mayweather is the most successful boxer in history with a 50-0 record, and one of the wealthiest athletes of all time with $1 billion in earnings. But I bet you didn't know, it all started with a $750,000 bet on himself. Here's the wild story. In 2006, Floyd Mayweather was 10 years into his boxing career and earning over $5 million per fight. At the time, Mayweather was signed to Bob Arum's top-ranked boxing promotion, a partnership which saw Arum get 25% of Mayweather's fight purse. But Mayweather wanted more, and in 2006, he turned down $8 million to fight Antonio Margarita and said he deserved $20 million to fight Oscar De La Hoya. Arum wasn't happy and wouldn't pay up, so Mayweather paid the $750,000 exit fee in his contract to leave Top Rank. Mayweather then went on to promote his own fights, earning a percentage of every ticket, hot dog, and beer sold at the event, and most importantly, all pay-per-views sold. And just 1 year later in 2007, after leaving Top Rank, Mayweather made $25 million for his win against Oscar De La Hoya. Now that's what happens when you bet on...
The man who once stood for success was now falling over from the lawsuits that his company was facing, tax problems, and reports about money were all over the news. Everything he had built began to mimic a house of cards, trembling even as the walls close in on Mayweather. Some people still back his financial decisions. Joe Rogan, for example, has openly lauded him, describing him as a genius when it comes to financial management and building a brand that goes beyond boxing.
A genius. He really...
But respect alone cannot shield someone from financial ruin. Despite the effusive comments, Mayweather's financial choices are now under scrutiny. His empire, long deemed untouchable, is revealing severe fissures. Lavish expenditures, escalating legal problems, and accusations of unpaid taxes have all fueled growing worrying. In a recent discussion, what was earlier considered brilliance has been re-evaluated as recklessness. Joe Rogan dug deeper into Mayweather's business plan, emphasizing how the boxing legend has expanded his income streams outside of the ring.
There's no points, right? Because it's an exhibition. So that's what's interesting is Floyd's making more money than anybody, and he's boxing people who have no chance of beating him, and he's doing it as an exhibition. It doesn't even hurt his record.
Because of the drug of boxing. Just
also
like
money.
Just like but I don't even think he don't need any money.
He spends so much money.
Yeah, but he don't need any.
Are you sure?
Yeah, Floyd good.
I bet if he's playing for the future, you got to keep it coming in if you're going to keep spending the way he spends.
Yeah, but I think he has a lot of other business interests that he can get money from.
Hopefully.
And not just boxing. But it's the drug of getting Floyd still.
Rogan underlined Mayweather's investments in real estate, brand endorsements, and exhibition fights as critical components of his wealth-building strategy. He emphasized that Mayweather's ability to market his brand and exploit his image has been critical in sustaining his financial stability. However, recent scrutiny of his alleged investments and spending habits raises worries about the model's long-term viability. While Mayweather's commercial savvy is obvious, the distinction between calculated risk and overextension becomes increasingly muddled as the story progresses. The exact state of Mayweather's finances still a source of great dispute and speculation. Oscar de la Hoya, Mayweather's long-standing foe, recently took to social media to criticize his financial situation in a brief video. De la Hoya cynically questioned Mayweather's claims of wealth, suggesting that the boxing legend's financial empire may not be as stable as he says.
Floyd Mayweather fought another exhibition against Gotti last Saturday. A real the crowd booing in the arena at the end. But in the middle of the second round, Floyd literally had the referee swapped out. He didn't like that the referee told him to stop hitting behind the head. Floyd is used to having the refs do whatever he wants, and he wasn't getting his way this time. It was so embarrassing. Floyd, you're 50 years old. You're a legend in the sport. I've stood up for you in countless interviews, including Shannon Sharp's podcast last week. But you have to stop embarrassing yourself with these exhibitions. I know life is hard. I know life is expensive. But come on, dude, put your legacy first. Nobody wants to remember you like this. And it gets worse, your jeweler filed a lawsuit against you in Miami. And many are saying you're gonna have to sell off your assets. I hate seeing this happen.
De la Hoya's statements have fueled speculation among fans and experts regarding Mayweather's genuine financial position. The public punches between the two boxing stars have resurrected their long-running animosity, putting Mayweather's financial activities back into the forefront as inquiries rise. The boxing world is keeping a careful eye on Mayweather's empire, waiting to see if it is as strong as he says or if it is about to implode. Oscar de la Hoya's public attacks against Mayweather were not the only ones. Fissures in Floyd's inner group began to show, and things quickly escalated. Gervonta Davis stated, "Now I'll gather up Floyd and knock him out whenever I see him, and I won't care if I end up in jail. He's such a he doesn't let his security guys carry guns." That tweet was more than just a jab. It was a public statement of war from someone Mayweather once mentored. For a fighter who was once regarded as Mayweather Promotions' future to turn against Floyd in this way reflected something far deeper: broken trust, personal betrayal, and growing hatred from those closest to him. Mayweather built a brand on devotion, domination, and control, yet despite rising accusations and issues, even his own protégés are ready to abandon him, if not worse. Mayweather continues to radiate confidence. In an unearthed video from years ago, he talks generational wealth and his commitment to leaving a financial legacy for his family.
I believe in building generational wealth. Even like when my children, all four of my children are adults. And I told them, no more handouts. Because I feel like I'm hurting my children just by, I give them money, they go shopping, they put gas in their car, they party, they come back, I need money. I give them money, I buy them houses, I buy them cars. Told them, listen, if you guys go to school or you work in one of my businesses, then you can branch off, get your own business, and I'll put the money up to help you start a business, but I need you guys to take what I've already started and triple and double that, and then I need my grandchildren to come behind you guys and do this.
At the time, it tainted a picture of a guy in perfect control, someone who had mastered the money game, but in retrospect, it appears to be a mask, the message was clear, but the reality showed a totally different picture. What once sounded like knowledge is now more like irony, a last-ditch effort to keep the brand alive. Mayweather went to foreign showcase fights, stressing the spectacle over the sport.
I'm getting a workout at the same time. Why not?
Right. No, I agree. I think it's amazing. I just love the fact that he's gamed the system.
Yeah.
Because the system is you get to a certain point in time, you're a champion, make as much money as you possibly can, you retire, and then there's no more money. And Floyd's like, let me just box some people that have zero chance.
Yeah.
And then now with what's going on in like Saudi Arabia, United Arab Emirates, like you can get paid insane amounts of money. Like if you're Floyd, people just want to see you perform.
Definitely.
And he
Not just if you Floyd. You see Tyson Fury now went over there. And
he's got to fight in
Ghana.
Yeah, that's happening in October. That is an interesting.
At this stage, it's difficult to tell what's real and what's for show. But what are your thoughts? Is Mayweather truly broke, or is he simply playing the media? Was this all part of the plan, or is he struggling to stay afloat? Do you think the Flash has finally caught up with fortune? Share your views in the comment area below. We want to hear from you. Also, don't forget to subscribe to our station and tune in for more videos like